The physical presence of the Guru is actually a hindrance.
So what is presence and what is a person are two different things. Presence is a universal thing.
The important thing is not whether I am present or not, that you are present. If you are present, I am present. Always. I haven't failed yet.
You can just close your eyes and enjoy the presence, I will be there for you, definitely.
The physical presence of the Guru is actually a hindrance. Because right now you look at me and no matter what, because the very nature of the mind is such, it is making 1,000 judgments as it sits here, isn't it? Not all of it is conscious, but a whole lot of judgments are going on within you. Because there is a person. A person means you can like him, you can dislike him, you want him, you don't want him, so many things. If I say something nice, wow. If I say something nasty, all this will happen, isn't it? Because a person is sitting, how he sits, how he stands, what he says, what he does not say, all this becomes important. The physical presence is not of any consequence actually. If physical presence is everything, that's called charisma, not grace. This is not charisma, this is grace. Whether I sit here, I don't sit here, I can run the satsang the same way. Only problem is you cannot remain focused, that is your problem. If you're willing to sit here, simply focused as you are right now. No video, no audio, no nothing. We'll still run the satsang wonderfully well, okay? It's just that… What? Nobody… What are you doing for? Because you have that problem, either I have to sit here, a video has to play, a audio has to come. I'll tell you, no video, audio, nothing. We can still initiate people, if you're just willing to sit. It is just that the necessary attention is needed, that's all. Even without attention, in your sleep we can initiate you. But benefit may happen, but you don't know why it's happening. You think you just got lucky.
This question is from Ridhima. Namaskaram Sadhguru. Thanks for being there every day for the last 40 days.
43.
I am a little scared that now we won't be having this darshan. How can I access you? You had mentioned that you are available beyond space, but I am just not sure what to do to experience your presence all the time.
So what is presence and what is a person are two different things. Presence is a universal thing. It's not mine or yours. There is a phenomenal presence, always. It's like there is air. Because there is air, a flower blossoms, Maybe most people who are not from this part of the world wouldn't have seen this flower. This is one of the most fragrant flowers. So, the flower blossoms, throws its fragrance into the air, and in a way, it becomes the flower's presence. You're walking by, you feel the flower's presence. By itself it cannot do this. Because there is air, it rides it. So presence doesn't belong to me or you. It's there. Question is only, can you become available to it? Can you ride it a little bit? Well, even filth has its own presence. A flower has its own presence. So we're just letting our qualities ride on the fundamental presence. Those who become concrete blocks, not just physically, in every way, they think this is it. They need a virus. Really. When either your physical body becomes either very strong or maybe very beautiful, or your mind becomes very strong and it thinks it's very smart and intelligent, then it becomes an entity of its own, like this. It doesn't feel the presence upon which our life is riding. It is thinking all by itself. Suddenly the fear of virus, beginning to understand this is not so much of a solid block. If somebody sneezes, you may die. Yes. So, presence is always there. A certain quality to the presence is what we are trying to create, so that something that you know, you can recognize. Something that you do not know, once in a way you may feel it. At certain moments in one's life, somebody may feel just the sheer presence of existence. It is so phenomenal and its magnitude is like a zillion times more than who we are. So, how one doesn't feel it is a miracle. But once in a way, somebody may touch that. But there may not be… it may be asymptomatic. Because of that, you don't feel the air, though you're always breathing it. But a flower, you're feeling the fragrance. But actually you're just feeling the air with a little tinge of something. So in that sense, this is what a personal presence means, that you create a little tinge to it. You're also riding on that. Presence is not yours, it is cosmic, it is universal. You're also riding on it. But because others cannot feel it normally, because it's everywhere, if it was in one place and not in another place, they would have all found it. Because it's everywhere, people don't feel it, so you create a quality to it. Well, it's available through the day, but we have created certain times of the day. Don't ask me why, there's a whole history to it, someday I will tell you. It's a long story. Why it is 6:20, morning, evening? Only certain kind of people are doing morning presence because they are on a specific kind of sadhana. Others are all doing evening 6:20. In case you're a 4:20, please go 2 hours ahead. No, only Indians understand what is 4:20. It's not just time. So, all you have to do is 2 hours skip you must do to 6:20. At this time, we made it… set it up in such a way, it is strong. You see, in the evening, flowers are there throughout the day, but in the evening, their fragrance is little strong for that 1.5 hours. Just like that, for about 40 minutes it's strong, 20 minutes is very strong, up to 40 minutes is pretty strong. So, there is, I think, in the downloadable app, there is a presence, how to do it. Just go through that. Well, darshan is not over, 43 days you had to stare at your screen, now you can close your eyes and enjoy the presence. It'll be more wonderful, I'm telling you. Instead of all this gossip, you can just close your eyes and enjoy the presence. I will be there for you, definitely.
So, simply sitting there is not working for you. You can create a more active process. Why so many ways of doing things are set up is, even the same person, an individual person, may not be the same level of receptivity and openness every day of his life. So there is a chant, there is silence, there is sadhana, there is various other kinds of things. At least these three things if you take, there is a Guru Puja, there is a simple chant, or simply sitting silently, or sadhana. Any one of those things you do, it'll work. If you… and don't try to feel presence, you'll end up imagining things. The important thing is not whether I am present or not, that you are present. So if you sit in one place, most of the time you're not present in that place, you wander the whole cosmos. So the best thing is, if your mind is in such a state, to chant or to do some sadhana or to do the Guru Puja, so that you are present. If you are present, I am present, always. I haven't failed yet. Even if I leave my body, I'll be still present. So you have to be present, that's the most important thing. The presence, there's no problem with my presence, it is your presence which is required. Somebody else cannot say, yes ma'am, when your name is called out. So it is you who has to be present. Whatever works for you, you be present that way. You can't be present without activity. Use activity. Okay, do the presence time your Guru Puja time. You do that for you, that's the solution. You must understand this is about you being present to another dimension of reality. Me, am I present? I am. Because presence is not a geographical thing. Sadhguru, are you present in my house? I will lock all my doors, will you break the doors and come? Why don't you at least leave your doors open? Why should I force the door open like a burglar and come? Burglar anyway doesn't force, he slips in. Like a bandit. Why? Why don't you leave the door open and sit? It's about you being present. Right now, you're scattered all over the place. So if you cannot simply be present, use activity to be present. Guru Puja is an activity. Or if the time and place is such that you cannot do the Guru Puja, at least chant. That is also a kind of activity, a milder activity. It's fine. Simply sitting and being present takes a certain… generally either takes a lot of preparation or takes an external force. Most people, when they come to the first day inner engineering program, first thing they say is, 3 hours, I cannot sit. So we made it 3¼ hours. Because people said they can't sit for 3 hours. I thought there must be some taboo, 13 and 3 and whatever, so I said, 3¼ make it. Sadhguru, Americans cannot sit with 3¼ hours, all our teachers and others advising me. I said, it's okay, 3¼ hours, they will sit. Only first day they were struggling, from second day onwards, almost everybody sat except people who have some medical problems, that's okay. Because if you create something overwhelming, then they will sit because they don't know time anymore, they don't think in time. and time and space and the size of the bladder, everything you're making up, that's what he was saying. He's making up… you're making up everything, it's your concept of life. So, now presence, you don't worry about me, it's about you being present. I'm very present, always. Sadhguru, but my 6:20 Detroit time, you may be sleeping. You don't worry, I'm present. Even if I'm dead, I'm still present.